Just a fool, I thought I knew you act different when you pop too. I hope these words get through to you. I hope these words get
through to you. YouTube! What's good, everybody? Aphectz here, my DFK channel. So, I wanted to make this channel basically to kind of go over my DFK stuff, as I don't want to put it on my main channel. My main channel is about other games, like mainly like console gaming. So, first things first, this is my DFK channel. Welcome. I'll be doing DFK content here. And for the first video, I want to kick off with something that a lot of people have questions about, especially when I did that last video with Grady. A lot of people asked me like about heroes and stuff and what to level. And I'm going to show you guys probably I'm going to say semi-extensive guide, and I'm going to do a part 1 because this has a lot of in-depth stuff and you're going to need more than just this video. So I'm going to do some examples of my level ups to show you guys live in real time. Some will be rugged, some will be good, but it'll show you just what you really want to do when you're leveling up. So extensive leveling guide. Let's get right into it. So first things first, right? I have some queued level ups on both of my wallets, and I'm going to take you into the mind of what I'm doing when I'm leveling up and what you should be looking for. So if you want to optimize your heroes, for example, right? I have this Dragoon Berserker ready to level up. Basically, what I'm looking at is what my stats are so far, and then what I feel like I'm lacking, and what build I kind of want to go with. So right now we don't have the Dragoon tree, but we do have the Berserker tree. So in the Berserker tree, I'll basically come here. We don't actually have it here. Hold on, let me find the Berserker tree. Sorry about this. I am actually unprepared. So if we go here, we have this Berserker tree, right? And it's in Discord, Mythic Squad, Discord, PvP Nugs. And if you look at this Berserker tree, your stats that you mainly need are Vitality for multipliers, Strength for multipliers, and Dex for multipliers. Obviously, in different trees, there's different things that you actually need, but you have in the Wolf tree, you can get a bunch of agility, and you can increase your evasion, right, with Bear. So it may be worth it to even spec into agility if you have like a Berserker subclass, right? So for example, right here, I'm already at 16 agility because I was fishing, and I like to kind of spec into agility on most of my heroes because I assumed before it was announced that it was going to basically be first strike. I assumed it would have something to do with first strike. So for this specifically, right, you have to decide what hero direction you kind of want to go. Even though we have a bunch of levels, the majority of the levels that's going to be played for this game is like 15 to probably 30. So those are probably going to be the crucial levels. So you kind of have to min-max your heroes with the proper crystals and stones for what you kind of want to do with your hero. So for this guy, he also is ice, so decide if you want him for PvP. Some of my exclusive good backgrounds for Fight Club, there's a Discord third-party game called Fight Club. If they have a good element for Fight Club, I'll spec them into Fight Club as well, while keeping PvP for DeFi Kingdoms in mind. So for example, this, I'm going to choose my first blessing as my first bonus as Strength, because the primary growth for Strength is 83%, secondary growth is 25%. So, and then for the secondary growth, I am going, because Dex is 65% and 15, I'm going to choose Dex, and then I'm going to go Vitality. His Vitality is pretty low, and he has about 400 HP at level 8, which is not the best, but it's not the worst. It's actually pretty good, seeing as I haven't really spec'd into Vitality much, all things considered. So I probably should spec into Endurance right here and go Strength, Dex, Endurance, which is probably smarter. But I feel like I need to start compounding that Vitality to get higher, because as you get past level 10 and you start getting into the 12s and 13s, that Vitality really compounds well. And I feel like because of the blue Endurance, it will start leveling up by itself. So I do need some Vitality. So I'm going to use a crystal here and I do not have a, I don't have a Dex crystal, right? Right here, I don't have a Dex crystal. So I'm going to go buy one. Sorry about that. And it's just a regular Dex crystal. It's only going to be about finesse. It's about 33 crystals. It's a little bit expensive because they were about 25 the other day. But obviously prices are constantly changing in this game. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go strength, Dex, vitality with a Dex crystal. And I'm going to show you guys right here once it loads. And I didn't want to make this video too long, but it's a complex leveling guide, because what you're doing is, now because we have certain skill trees, you are going to want to decide in your brain whether you want to spec into whatever type of skill tree. So like, it would be good for me to spec into Dex, because Dex, strength, and endurance, or Dex, strength, vitality, and a little bit of endurance, right? So that makes sense, right? So for here, that 10% primary growth for Dex. So because this is already 83%, if I were to use a Might Crystal, it wouldn't really be worth it to me, because I'm putting it to 93%. And so I'm just going to go with the Dex to increase this to 75% chance, and 30% chance of secondary growth to increase this to 45%, right? Instead of putting it right here when this would be 55 and this would be 93, I'm going to try to basically stack so I can basically have a chance to get a Dex and strength roll +3, right? Maximize my odds to get both at +3. If I get both at +2, that is pretty good as well. So right here, I'm going to advanced gas, because I kind of usually always do advanced gas, and this is how we kind of do it. Now, one thing you kind of have to learn, once you get past like level 5 and stuff, really on all my rares now, I'm trying to use regular crystals. It's more expensive and stuff like that, but it's gonna pay off in the long run, because if I'm using regular crystals and somebody else is using lesser crystals, RNG variance and everything has a part in it, but you're gonna basically have a chance to outgrow your opponent, especially if they have a higher rarity hero and they've been lacking on the lesser crystals, and they've been lacking on the regular crystals or lesser crystals. Obviously luck, RNG, and variance plays a part in all of this, but that's kind of a big deal. So we're gonna go right here, and we're gonna complete the ritual, and we're gonna show you what we get. Like I said, it could be a rug, could be worth it, but I'm gonna show you, this is what I'm always doing to basically kind of maximize what I'm doing. Before, it was just like, if I have 2 dragoons, I'm gonna say, okay, this guy I'm gonna spec into, let's say, agility, and this other guy I'm going to spec into crit if they're both fishers. So I'm going to go strength, luck, and vitality, and I'm going to spec the other guy's strength, agility, vitality. That's how I used to do it before, but now with the skill trees, you can basically decide what you want to do and be a little bit smarter with what you want to do. So, oh my god, so so it's not, I'm going to refresh my page. Hopefully it doesn't okay. I'm gonna clear my transactions. I'm also fighting my bots with all these transactions as well. I probably shouldn't be having my bots on while I'm doing all of this, but okay, so perfect. This is a good example of the level up. I didn't spec into the strength on the level up, right? And I was able to get the primary, secondary, and the bonus on strength. So +3 strength, +2 dex. So this is 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is a really good level up. And it's on video. A really good level up, honestly. So this is a +11 level up. And I like to screenshot every single one of my level ups. That's why I don't do my level ups on the bots that I use. I always do my own level up. So now, at level 9, he should have around 36 strength at level 10, assuming he gets another +3. And probably at level 10, I will probably use a greater Might Crystal to make sure he gets like 36 strength at level 10, because that's pretty nice. But this is a really good level up. Got the 2 in the 2 vitality, 2 dex, 2 strength, 3 strength, and then got a bunch of other stuff as well. So this is a really good level up. I would have been happy with 2, 2, 2, and then a bunch of this, but getting the 3 as well, getting the bonus on the strength is really, really nice. I missed the secondary, but I got the primary. So now I'm going to show you guys another one. I'm going to do this a couple times. Maybe the video is going to be longer than I planned, but it's just to show you guys what I'm taking into account in my head. So level 8 Sage Priest. As you can see, I didn't spec in Vitality. I barely spec'd into Vitality. This is a pretty good common, as he is pretty good levels. I will show you guys the exact levels in a second, and I'll show you guys what to do to kind of check if your hero has been pacing well. So for this, I'm looking at, we don't have the Sage tree, but we do have the Priest tree, right? So I'm going to go into the class, the Priest tree, and I'm going to kind of look, take a glance of what you kind of, from what I know in my head, because I already read the Priest tree, there's a lot of Wiz, It, and Vitality. So that's probably the main skills, Wiz, and Vitality. I don't think there's any other skills. You do increase your effective evasion, which is scaled off agility as well with some of these moves. So agility, specking into agility if you have a priest sub, or if you're on a priest, it's going to be pretty good. So since we don't know Sage yet, I'm going to just go with the safe bet, which is going to be because I kind of like how he's leveling up with agility. I probably I'm trying to think. I really want to go into agility because this guy has a swiftness stone on him. I didn't check the stone as well. Swiftness stone, 80% agility growth, and he's growing with agility very well, right? So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play it a little different. I'm going to go intelligence because he has his highest skill is intelligence so far. I probably could go wisdom to go half and half. Yeah, I could go wisdom. That wouldn't be a bad thing. Go wisdom. You know what? I'm going to go intelligence. Then I'm going to go agility, and I'm going to go wisdom, and then I'm going to use the agility crystal, a normal agility crystal, swiftness crystal. The reason why is because that blue primary, I kind of like how his agility is already at 24, and he could potentially be a really high agility hero, especially because he's going to have low vitality. Since I've already have low vitality, if I can use my agility to kind of take the place of vitality, if I'm able to evade certain hits, I probably don't need to have that much HP. Now, realistically, I probably should take this wisdom down and spec it into vitality just to compound my HP as I'm going in higher levels. But for this level up, I'm going to try to take a risk. Now, this is when certain risks take place. Obviously, if you're doing the same exact thing that everybody else is doing, your heroes are not going to have any differentiation. Yeah, like you're not going to be different from the crowd. So this is why certain things you have to kind of decide, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to go for a unique build? If I have a lot of agility and low vitality, but my agility, and then I spec into this tree, if I'm able to, where I can increase my effective evasion, and then evasion scales off of agility, and I have high agility, maybe I don't need to have as much HP because maybe I dodge one move every 3 turns. So maybe that adds up. But I'm probably going to spec into vitality as the levels get on, because priest sub, and I'm assuming Sage sub may have something with vitality, but that's kind of in the brain of what I'm thinking. So what I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a pretty good level up. I kind of like to say that anything over 8 is solid. 10s plus 10s are really good. So this is 9, 2, 2, and the agility did not hit on the secondary. It hit on the primary, did not hit on the secondary. Maybe I should have probably went with the wisdom or it, maybe to get the secondary. Probably would have been easier to hit, but a 33 HP roll isn't the worst for Sage. Could be way better. So I'm going to screenshot that too. I like to screenshot all my level ups, and that's it. So this guy is a pretty good common. I'm going to show you real quick 251 132. What you want to do, right? 251 132 to make sure your heroes are basically, you're going to want to go to ADFK app to make sure your heroes are just to see how on par they are or if they have been good. This is a common. So you're going to look at average stat per level and then RNG only stat per level. The average stat per level gain is basically including stones, including the tier boosts on, including the green stat, and then including tier boosts on the summon. And then the RNG only stat is basically every single level he's got at average, not including rarity bonus and PJ and other stuff like that. So he's gotten about 8 per level as a common. It's pretty good. So I think that's a pretty good common. And it's all about growth score. You can go to DFK Analytics to use growth score. That's a DFK app if you want to check that. Growth, you can get growth score and growth score per level and compare it to other heroes in your bracket. So now I'm going to go to my main wallet, and I have a couple level ups queued up. I am going to I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. So, because I had it zoomed out. Let me zoom out a little bit, just a little bit. I'm going to zoom out. Hopefully you guys can still see it. So I have a couple level ups queued. I have this Spellbow Berserker. So the Spellbow Berserker, right? So we're going to go back to the Berserker tree. And in the Berserker tree, as you can see in the primal strength, no, not primal strength, it's right here, the wolf pelt, increase effective agility by X%. So because I have the Berserker sub, and this is an early skill point move, I am already thinking I'm going to spec into that because of this. This is what I also did not mention. You want to look at your ability genetics, right? So, for example, sorry, let me make sure I'm still recording. Okay, I'm still recording. My bad. Apologies. I know my memory card is filled up. My external hard drive is filling up. So, what you want to look for is you want to basically look at your abilities as well. So, for example, I know Foresight is going to give me 8% evasion. So if you come to the combat, this is all can be found in the DeFi Kingdom's medium. So you're going to come to combat words and key traits, and you are going to look at the abilities, and you're going to look at Foresight. I'm looking for Foresight. Where is Foresight? Foresight permanently gains 8% evasion, right? So if I have double Foresight, that's 16% evasion. I really want to spec into agility as much as possible. I probably should be going overboard and use and spec into it with a crystal and compounding that, because I know I'm going to use that wolf pelt ability in the secondary. So, but because I also forgot to mention this. Sorry about that, guys. I did not mention this, right? You want to also check. You can see it on the back of the card, the primary stat growths as well. But if you're unsure and you want like something easier to see, you go right here. And so, for example, 90%, you can see it on the back of the card. 90%. It's 93% because I have a finesse stone, right? So that extra percent on the stone is boosting it. So you can see that as well. But if you want the hero base stats, it's in Hero Discussion Discord. It's pinned in DeFi Kingdom's Discord, and you can see. So dexterity is 90, intelligence 85, and then all of these are 60. So I would spec into whatever is the best for my class. So vitality or agility, I probably wouldn't spec into wisdom or luck unless I had a priest sub, something like a sage sub, something like that. Or maybe if I had luck, if I had an archer sub, I'll probably spec into luck to compound it with the flurry move. Or I would spec into luck if I had a fortune stone or something like that, because a crit spell bow sounds really cracked. So not to get too off base, I'm going to, because I have 85% intelligence growth in the primary and I only have 5% in the secondary, I'm gonna just go to get the bonus. I'm going to use this right here. So I'm gonna go intelligence in the primary. I'm gonna go dex in the secondary with the second stat, and I'm going to go agility in the third stat, and then I'm going to use a greater finesse crystal. The reason why I'm using a greater finesse crystal here is because for my legendaries and mythics, I try to use greater crystals if my funds can afford it, and usually if I win the dual raffles for them. So right now I didn't win the dual raffles. There's a new one that I'm going to basically all in, because I've been staying away from those raffles because I had other goals that was basically entailed of building my floor hero army. So I was basically kind of all into just building my floor hero army. So now I'm going to get back into the dual raffles and try to win the greater crystals, because I level up my heroes a lot with greater crystals now, probably since 2 months ago. So since the new season of duel started, I've been doing that. So I'll try to level up my legendaries and mythics, and even some heroes that are over level 8, because it takes so long for them to get to level 9, 10, 11 that I feel like it's worth it, as we're leaning into PvP and we're going to try to dedicate like our best heroes and min-max our best heroes. So we'll see. So right here, this is a pretty good level up. The greater crystal worked, so I got +3 on dex, 1 on agility, 2 on endurance, and 2 on intelligence. So the intelligence boosted the primary, and I got the bonus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a 9 level. What I say earlier, I said you want to try to get 8 and 9 is what you want to try to shoot for. 10 plus is really good. That's really good, and a pretty good HP roll. Consider I didn't spec into vitality. He got a 30. Is that 30? 28. Now that's not really that good of an HP roll. It's a 28 HP roll. It's not the worst. I think that's a small HP roll. You also want to check the docs for your HP rolls per hero. Every hero has a certain HP roll they can get. For example, bards, their HP roll is actually very good, so you never really have to spec into vitality, because their average HP roll is a medium roll that can roll a 45, and they have more chances to roll a 45 HP roll than a bunch of other heroes. Just a quick tip. So for bards, you probably don't need to spec into vitality. You can pretty much roll a 45 HP roll all the way up until level 20 and still come out with like 1,000 plus HP at level 20, never specking into vitality. Sorry to go off on a tangent, but yeah, this is a pretty good card so far. And this is from all the classes that we know. That's why I said I gotta update this video whenever we get further along. Now, there's a couple other guys I have queued up. Now, this guy, I did have this queued up, but I didn't have another greater crystal because, which is unfortunate. So I will queue him up. I'm gonna do, let me do some basic heroes just to show you guys that it does work. So this guy, perfect example, right? Okay, this is a perfect example. So Scholar Archer, somebody that they kind of, they're polar opposites, right? So, but I did use a lesser chaos stone, and the lesser chaos stone landed on luck, right? So for this guy, I am going to go intelligence, I am going to go luck, and I am going to look, and I'm going to see, what am I going to do? Do I want to go vitality? What's the best that's the highest between both of them? Endurance is high, but I don't think it's going to be, I don't think it's better than going vitality. So I'm going to go vitality here. And then I'm going to use a regular, no, that's a fortune crystal. I'm going to use a regular fortune crystal. So sorry about that. Okay. I think I have a regular on this account. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to send myself a couple regular crystals. Oh, I'm fighting the bots. Okay, good. I'm going to send myself a couple regular crystals, and this is going to show, this is perfect because now it's going to show what I mean, right? Intelligence, luck, and vitality. And I'm going to show this real quick. Okay, come on. Sorry about this, guys. I wasn't super prepared. So okay, it did send, right? Okay, it did send. Guess I'm just waiting for it to show up. I probably should just refresh. Alright, let me just refresh. Alright, so I'm just going to refresh. And quickly, let me just go over the archer. So in the archer, there is, if you look, in archer, you have intelligence as a multiplier. You have luck as you can gain luck. The main multiplier is dex, obviously, because it's an archer. But if you look at the multipliers, there is another in flurry. Where's flurry? It's the strength dex, dex. There is another. There is a luck. Where is it? Right here. Critical strike. So it has a chance to critical strike. You have luck and dex again. So I probably and luck right here. A bunch of luck multipliers with the archer. So what I'm gonna do with this scholar, right? I have a bunch of heroes that are ready to level up too. So with this scholar, I'm gonna go int luck vitality with a lesser stone. I mean lesser crystal because he's an uncommon. I keep my commons and uncommons with lesser crystals, and I try to go rares and up some rares, lesser crystals. Once they get over level 4, regular crystals for the most part. And that's what I'm basically doing now is we're leading closer to PvP and we're getting like, and we're able to optimize and min max and make the optimal builds pretty much. So so like I said, there's a bunch of like right here. There's a bunch of luck multipliers. There's an int multiplier, a lot of critical chance multipliers. So for that, this makes more sense to basically spec into luck, especially since I already have a fortune stone. So the secondary growth is not that bad. It is 55% and then 20 and 19%. So that's not really the best, but we'll see. Now this is probably going to be one of my worst level ups, but you never know with RNG and variance and just maximizing. You know what I'm saying? With the crystal, you might say that crystal is only 5 and 15% extra boost. Why are you going to waste 3 crystal on that, man? If that 5 and 15% extra boost helps you get the bonus, then it's worth it. It's worth it to use it. If it doesn't give it to you, it probably wasn't worth it to use it, but you'll never know unless you use it. That's why you try to use it all the time. So for example, boom, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A 7, you want to get better than a 7 level up. But it is okay because he is an uncommon, and sometimes that just happens, right? So, and he also has critical aim. That's also why spec into luck has critical aim. So you spec into luck as well. So I'm going to show you guys another level up. I have a bunch of level ups that I have to do, but I'm going to show you guys another level up real quick. This guy, I should do the bard. I really want to do this bard because he has a unique subclass that it's a bunch of decision making. Let's do the bard. So with the subclass of paladin, you have a bunch. So this is my first ever quad advanced hit that I ever hit, and it's on a bard, non-tainted. So with this, leadership, intimidation, and double daze. So you would basically go and read what daze does, go and read what intimidation does, and then you would decide what you want to do. Now since he's gonna have daze, basically scales off your basic attack, and I'm assuming basic attack will scale off your strength and maybe accuracy. Maybe it scales off of different things for different heroes, but I'm pretty sure that's probably what it will scale off of. Now, paladins, for this, I am going to go dex in my primary. I am going to go probably vitality in my secondary, and have a witstone used. So intelligence, I probably don't need to go intelligence, but I would probably want to have something else in the subclass because I have a witstone used. But I probably should go strength here. I probably should go strength or wisdom, because if the paladin has something that scales off of wisdom and I can just compound the wisdom is good on the bard and the paladin. Strength is not really good on the bard. It's okay on the bard, and since I already only have 6 strength, it's probably best to go wisdom. So I'm gonna go wisdom, and I'm gonna go vitality because the bard has 60% wisdom growth. So the class tree may have some wisdom multipliers, and the paladin also has a bunch of wisdom. If you go to hero base stats, we're going to go to hero base stats. You go to the paladin has 65% wisdom growth. It's 4th best stat. So I'm assuming the paladin will have some wisdom scaling stuff. So I'm going to use a lesser insight crystal because it's uncommon, and we're going to try to get a good roll right here. Nothing too crazy, honestly, because he's a paladin. I maybe should try to go more tanky for this guy. Maybe dex, wisdom, vitality, and then keep switching up vitality and endurance. like I said, you probably don't really need to go vitality on bards because bards have pretty good health rolls. Their medium health roll I think is a 45 if I remember correctly from the docs, and their health roll is pretty good. So it's in the doc somewhere. I will probably try to link it. How far am I along in this video? I'm 29 minutes in, so I'm gonna try to finish this video fast. This is very long. Maybe chop it down with a bunch of my like edits that are not like where I'm just not talking. So I'll probably try to chop it down as best as possible. But I just want to get this to you and just have you guys looking at what you should probably try to be thinking when in your head when you're doing this. So this is a +6 level up, which is not really that good. I try to get 8, but it's okay. So it's uncommon. He'll make up for it a little bit with the rarity bonus, but try to get 8. Maybe I did get into the wisdom. Maybe I should have went something else. Maybe I should have went more. It's just with the paladin subclass, it's kind of hard to, because they're kind of polar opposites what they do, right? So that's a little bit hard, right? So I will show this level 9 is he's gonna have his rarity bonus as well. So for this guy is leveled up pretty well, as you can see. So I'm going to go in good subclass, so it doesn't really matter what I go, helps the stat growth. So I'm gonna go int wisdom, and now I'm gonna go wisdom and then int because I have a regular crystal. I don't have a regular wisdom crystal, but I have a regular intelligence crystal. And then I like the blue agility, so I'm gonna stay in the agility, but I really want to start getting the vitality up. But this is a nice little 3, and this is perfect. I'm assuming this is going to be a good level up because he has a wizard subclass. That's really going to help. It helps the stat growth a lot. Lesser might stone, so he has 16 strength. It's a pretty strong hero. He probably could punch you in the mouth a little bit. But yeah, you look at the abilities and you'll see the clear vision and the blinding winds and the critical aim. So you just look at your abilities. Maybe I should spec into luck, but I probably won't because he's level 10. He's far in. You want to, with these new heroes now that you're summoning and stuff like that, you want to spec your stuff as early as possible because the majority of the game is going to be played at 15 to 20 and then 15 to 30. So you want to maximize whatever your build has, whatever your abilities are, whatever your skill tree is early. And this will be the last level up. And then I'll have some closing remarks on like certain, because this is like a PvP leveling guide, right? For professions, you can pretty much just, it's kind of self-explanatory, spec into whatever your profession is for, right? But this is for PvP, what I'm looking at and what I'm trying to basically look at. Now this is a pretty good level up. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So 10, and then the rarity bonus +2, and this is pretty good because we got the wisdom. The wisdom hit on 3. We used the wit crystal, so we used the intelligence crystal. The intelligence crystal hit on the primary, and then the bonus, because you get the bonus. Did miss the secondary, but it's okay because the wisdom hit on all 4, including the rarity. So that's good. Now wisdom and intelligence are exactly equal, just in case, because if they have 2 multipliers, I'm safe. If they don't, then either or, I'm safe as well. So this is a good level up. I'm going to take a screenshot of this as I take a screenshot of all my level ups. And now we pretty much have a pretty good like guide and reference point to how to level, what you want to do to optimize your levels, and how you want to do it. Now, did I do a basic hero? Yeah, I'm going to do this hero. Now, for some of you guys that maybe can't afford greater crystals, this is going to be a good example. Because I don't have another greater crystal, right? I am going to show you guys this. You know, let me do a couple more levels. I have a Serendale level up that I'm going to show you guys so as well. So if this video has to be a little bit longer, it will. So for this guy, I like my pirate. This pirate has earth, and like I said, sometimes if they have a good element that's good in Fight Club, I like to spec into whatever Fight Club is. So for Fight Club, strength, dex, vitality, that's pretty much what you're going to want in Fight Club. So I'm going to give him a regular finesse crystal. Usually I like to give my mythics greater crystals, but I'm a little low right now on greater crystals, and I'm not trying to break the bank for them. So I'm going to do this right here, and I'm going to show you guys this right here. After this, wizard sub. So if it was a normal hero, maybe I would spec into wisdom. The reason why I wouldn't spec into, I probably wouldn't, honestly. I wouldn't spec into wisdom. I would just spec into vitality, because it's a wizard sub. But I don't think that there's going to be much synergy between the wizard and pirate. Maybe it is, because we're seeing synergy with all classes, because all classes have unique skill trees. But I don't really see myself specking in intelligence and wisdom in a pirate. So I don't really see that happening. So also, I forgot to check the level ups for all my heroes, but usually I go and I check the average stat growth, and then I check the RNG stat per level. Make sure you do that. It's just a long video, and I really don't want to have my first video basically be super long. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like I said, 8 is pretty good. Obviously not the best. The worst, I'm gonna screenshot this real quick, and I'm gonna show you the worst thing that I got. The worst thing that I got is a +9 +6, so I got a 15 HP roll, which is a super small HP roll. It's obviously just small. There's no super small, but I got a small HP roll, which is terrible. And now basically ruins him. I wanted him to basically be in the lightweight in Fight Club, and it kind of ruins him because his HP is so small. Now I'm gonna bridge over to Clayton, and I'm gonna show you guys a level up that I have for my Legionnaire. Yes, I do have these guys. I might do this Ninja Knight as well, because they're polar opposites, and I kind of want to show you guys what to do for polar opposites. This is perfect. So this Legionnaire, right? Legionnaire Priest, pre-sub. As we've seen in pre-sub, vitality, wisdom, and intelligence, right? But priests don't have bad decks. They don't have terrible decks. If you look at the priest, right? If you look at the priest, their decks, no, they do have terrible decks. What am I? I'm tripping. They don't have terrible endurance. That's what it is. Yes, their endurance is not bad. So, for example, for this guy, I probably should go something like a dex, endurance, strength, right? That makes more sense. Or because he has 50 vitality, I probably should go something like a dex, vitality, strength to maximize the bonus between the priest and the Legionnaire. Basically trying to get the best of both worlds in the secondary. But I'll show you guys this. He has a lesser finesse stone on him. I do have a greater finesse crystal, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go strength. I'm going to go strength. No, I'm not going to go strength. I'm going to go endurance, dexterity, and vitality. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to go strength, and I'm going to go endurance, dexterity, and vitality. That's how I'm going to do it with this guy. 80% in the endurance, with 15% in the secondary growth. The secondary growth for the strength was pretty bad, so I decided not to do it. I'm going to go endurance, dex, and vitality with the greater dex crystal. And then I'll show you guys the Ninja Knight right after. And this is just to kind of give you an example of where my head is at, what I'm thinking, and what you guys should be thinking of. Especially if you have polar opposites like a Legionnaire and a Priest. Certain stuff like that is kind of hard to level into. Only time it's good to level into is stuff like Knights and Paladins and Dark Knights and stuff like that. So that's when it's okay to level that. It's pretty easy to level that. So we'll show you right here. How far along am I? I'm 38 minutes in. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Maybe I can cut this down. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a perfect. It's only 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that 10? 4, 6, 8, 10. This is 10. So this is plus 10. All right. Plus 10. Plus 10 with a 35. Is that 35 HP roll? Not bad. Plus 10 with a 35 HP roll. The HP roll could have been a little higher, but we'll take it. And the reason why I like this is a plus 10 because when you look at this hero, the wisdom, good wisdom growth. Wisdom is now also a magical defense scaler now, according to Hubert, as he mentioned in Discord and PvP discussion. So The dex really good for accuracy because dex is now accuracy as well. And vitality, good multiplier for the priest. Wisdom, good multiplier for the priest. Endurance is now resistances. I think it was resistances in the original DeFi Kingdoms docs as well. And the strength is never going to hurt on a front line like this. So, yeah. So that is a good Legionnaire Priest level up. And this guy also has double exhaust and foresight. So I would really want to spec into agility because he has foresight. And also because the priest has, we saw it earlier, the priest has a agility multiplier, right? And an evasion multiplier. I think it was evasion multiplier, it wasn't agility. So double exhaust, really good to kind of counter your opponent. But with an exhaust and stuff like exhaust and stuns, this is very crucial. I'm going to say something very crucial. With something like exhaust and stun, you want to spec into agility because you want to be able to go first. You want to be able to stun them and stop their combo. If you have a stun on a slow hero and you're not able to basically stun them, let's say they have a charge move and they're heating up, you want to be able to stun them immediately. You want to be able to stun whatever they're going to do. So you want to be able to have first strike and implement first strike on your heroes that have stuns and exhaust and stuff like that. So it's probably bad that I'm not specking into agility. I probably have to change that around. But yes, let's go into Ninja Knight and we will show you this. Now, this, do I have a regular Fortitude Crystal? Perfect. Now, I have a regular Fortitude Crystal. Now, for this, it's going to be a little bit weird. So, he was already leveling agility, luck, and it says no stone used. Does this guy actually have no stone? Because I noticed 75581. Some heroes are glitched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 75581. Some heroes are glitched and they say that they don't have a stone, but I maybe don't have a stone on this guy. So lesser enhancement stone on agility. Yeah. So he actually does have a stone on the agility. And the reason why you could tell is because on the primary growth it's supposed to be 85 and it's actually 83. So make sure, because some heroes are glitched like that. Around when they launched it, if you summoned your hero around that time, some of the heroes weren't getting updated with that. They had stones on them. And you could just tell because if you go to the primary growth, there's an extra plus 3% on a lesser stone. So I will go agility, and I think I'm going to go endurance on the secondary and then vitality. Now, I was going Agi luck, but I think I'm going to stop specking into luck because I do like how the Knight's tree is pretty cracked with endurance and vitality, and a lot of the moves on the Knight's tree is very passive. So if I can get this, if I can start specking into endurance now and have a good ninja that's pretty tanky, I think I'm going to like that. So, because I don't really have any tanky ninjas. I only have 2 tanky ninjas, and I have a bunch of ninjas. I maybe have like 12 ninjas. So this is the last level up, and it's kind of polar opposites. As you can see, the endurance for the ninja was only 42% in the primary, so this is not really a great primary growth. The secondary growth is 30% with the Fortitude Crystal, so it's not gonna, it might not be a great level up. We'll see, but it has potential to be a great level up. So we'll see. And it is a legendary. I always say the rarities, even though the rarities don't boost the level when it's not plus 10, I always seem like the legendaries be getting good level ups and stuff like that. So we'll see right here. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is good. It's over 8. So we got 1, 2, 3. Agility got the bonus. And we got the primary. Vitality got 2 as well. And endurance got 1. We didn't get the secondary or the bonus on the endurance, but the vitality hit 2. So I'm happy with that because we got a 37 HP roll, which is pretty good on a ninja. If you can get 37 on a ninja, if you can get around that 40 mark on a ninja each time, and then as you get up to the 20 vitality, you'll start scaling that. It's going to be pretty good. So this is a well all-around ninja. I'm going to stop specking into luck. I really will stop specking into luck. I'm going to start specking into endurance because I have a bunch of luck ninjas already. And yeah, that's it for the video. Just kind of what you want to look at. Just take from this video when you're specking into stuff. What do you actually want to look at? What do you look at? The primary growth. Make sure you look at the abilities. Look at the primary growth. Look at the secondary growth. Look at what stone you used. Look at the blue stat. Look at the green stat. That's going to increase the primary growth, right? And then also Make sure you're checking the hero base stats. Make sure as the combat skill trees and the class trees are updated, make sure you're looking at the multipliers and trying to spec into that if you have that class, because obviously everything will kind of be good, but not really. Everything will be good as long as it's a multiplier in that tree. So if it's a multiplier in that tree, it's good to have it. If it's not a multiplier in that tree, it's probably not worth to have it for the most part. And yeah, that's kind of what you have to look at. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Aphectz, DFK, and I'm out. Peace. Any questions, comments, leave below. I'm out. Peace.